It's so much fun at Zero World 2016. David Temple here back with yet another panel of experts. Hello, guys.
Hello.
How
Hi,
are you,
David.
David?
How are you?
Very good. We got Frank Acosta, Dr. Vasquez, and Daslav Ilic.
Thank you very much.
I just need to rest on that laurel for like 10 seconds. Guys, thank you so much. I mean, it's late in the day, and there's hundreds of you professionals that I'm chatting with. Let's start with Dr. Vasquez. How about yourself? We're talking about what are the benefits of digital dentistry between, say, lab and doctor, in your considered opinion?
When I first started with CEREC 10 years ago, I thought that I was going to stop using him. I go, finally, Frankie, you're out of my life. But as you embracing this technology, you realize that no, he has become a big part of my life. Communicating with my lab technicians on a daily basis, it allows me to do more efficient dentistry, and obviously, what I want is a happy patient. So no, I do believe that the communication that we have in between us is very important.
I have no idea what his company is.
It's American Airlines.
Oh,
American Airlines, yes.
No, I'm just kidding. No,
No, but it is.
it's Acosta.
It's basically, my laboratory was started actually a long time ago with my dad. So it was actually Acosta and Acosta. That's where the two A's come from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're a dental laboratory.
Got it.
Yeah.
AA Dental Design
Yes.
is different than...
Well, actually, what I have here is we created something called AA Case Connect. So it basically it's a CEREC digital workflow laboratory. There's a lot of things out there that are happening, especially in the lab world, where there's laboratories out there that claim that they're a digital laboratory. That they can accept files, they can do this, they can do that. And so I mean, even at this event, there's been a lot of laboratories that have come in, and I'm not even see. But there's been a lot of doctors that have come up to me, and the first thing that they ask me is, do you actually export my file that I sent you and you put it into a third-party, software? And I say no. I said no. For me, it's very important for me to stick with the same software that the doctor is actually using. So when he sends me cases, I want to be able to communicate with him perfectly. So we actually came up with what we call Case Connect. Is how do we connect with your cases? What do you want? Our laboratory also actually buys the scanners, and will actually place it in offices that don't have the system. So that's how we connect with them.
Wow.
So if they want to send us any kind of case, well, don't worry. We're going to use our CEREC workflow to bring them into our world.
Dr. Ilic, let's talk about it. In a digital workflow, there seems to be no borders, right?
Uh-huh.
And I keep hearing about international CERECing. And I think that's, it's not an actual word, but can you explain what that means, where that phrase came from?
Well, it came from the relationship that we established with Frank, because as you might know, I'm from Chile, South America. So the development of the technology is different in different countries. So when it comes to face more complex cases, I need the help of in-lab services. So in my country, I don't have those services in a very well-developed position. So what I do is I send my case through Connect to Frank, and I solve all the cases in that way, the difficult cases. Because 5 years ago, I bought this technology to solve most of my restorative cases in-house. But with the time, you realize that there are some very complex cases that need that help. So this will come more often, and will offer different kind of opportunities for in-labs and also for dentists to get better services.
Yeah, so I mean, there's no borders. There is no borders when it comes to what we do. Our laboratory actually receives cases from Latin America, from different parts, and again, international CERECing means that we can just CEREC without borders all over the place. It doesn't matter. We all speak the same language.
And this Connect facility will allow us to access the better standard of service as Frank can offer us.
And also, being with such a company like Dentsply Sirona, that they're always innovating, always innovating, and having lab technicians like Frankie, that he's always on top, on the tip, and we going as Sirona, Dentsply Sirona is evolving, we moving with them, and the service that we used to do before, that I have to take an impression, that's horrible.
Yeah.
And my patients, I hate that. So today, having my CEREC Ortho, I'm able to have a full digital practice, and I'm just one click away to him.
Yeah.
It's like I'm still doing my single crowns, my inlays and onlays, but there's so many procedures that I just go click, send it to Frankie, so he can send it back to me in a digital way.
I want to invest in the same thing that they've invested in. I want to be a partner to them. Whatever they need, if they need something designed really quick, if they need, a case that they need, let's say same day, next day, whatever it is that they are accustomed to because of the technology that they have, I want to be a part of that. And that's what I've created in our laboratory, and that's what we've grown, where we've created a laboratory that has actually grown along with this technology and the way that Sirona has been growing. We're just a part of it.
And based upon that, where do you see a future lab? What does a future lab look like?
Well, a future lab is for me, we're already living it.
Yeah.
But for us, like a future lab is going to be where, let's say a patient comes in and, let's say Dr. Ilic in Chile, calls me up and he says, Frank, I have this case. I need you to basically design it for me because maybe he has, a certain mill that he can do certain things. I want you to biocopy it, maybe export it as an STL because then he needs to incorporate it into, maybe some other images that he's used and just be able to be there for him. And as the patients are still in the chair, and I could be anywhere. Like I said, I can be on the beach with a computer. And kind of just helping him out. Laboratories now.
And it's very amazing because it's like to have him in the next door.
Right.
Yeah. Despite he's another place in the world.
Can you FaceTime at the same time so you get access?
Yeah, we can FaceTime. We can actually communicate in the portal that Sirona has created. We can actually talk to each other. We can send screenshots. We can send files back and forth. Again, while the patient's still sitting in the chair.
There is no difference in the service that Danielle receives than I receive far away from here.
The same thing. One time, I had the patient, and I'm designing, these 2 crowns, and suddenly, they just went wild. And I have a busy practice.
Right.
So then I go, save it, send it to Frankie, and I call him, Frankie, I need you to design this case for me. I said, I'm on my way to the airport. No. You stay, you design, and then you go to the airport. Yeah. So 10 minutes after that, he calls me. The case is back. I just sent it back to you by Sirona Connect. And I go, he's fast.
Yeah.
So, the relationship that we dentists have with their lab technicians, when they're 100% digital, plus, he pushed me not to say nothing, traditional. Everything is digital.
He can't. He's not allowed to.
But that design comes back, and I see it, and I go, damn, he's good. This guy is good.
Frank's happy with the fact that he's fast, isn't he?
No.
Fast and furious.
Only in certain things, my friend. Only in certain things. But here, here's another thing that I see. I in the United States, I can basically have a case, finished, especially being I'm on the West Coast, right? So if a doctor calls me up and says, you know what, Frank, I got this patient, I had some issues, whatever, I need you to be able to finish it. He's actually will send it over to me, Connect. I can actually have it done and back in his office by the next day.
Nice.
It just happens.
And this has changed the way you do business.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
It helped me a lot because despite we are very, very far away.
Yes.
He received the case actually in that moment. And it's only the chipping, because he works more or less, the chipping of the final result of the restoration that I received 5 days after, which is the same time that it takes for a lab on a regular basis in my country to give me the same job with regular impressions.
Wow. That's amazing.
That is.
Guys, listen, thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy schedule, and I hope you enjoy the rest of today's show and tomorrow's show. And
Of course. By tomorrow, I won't have a voice.
Thank you very much.
I don't even
David.
want to know why that is.
No.
the case.
There's going to be a big
Thank you for
party
having
later
me.
on, so, I'm excited.
Good deal. Thank you, guys.
Thank
All
you.
right, no,
Thank you,
thank you.
David.
All right, taking a short break and more Zero World 2016 in just a moment.